All right, we're on hole number 3 of the Namhae Cliffs. Namhae Cliffs. I'm gonna once again, if you've watched all the videos up to this point, I'm gonna say it wrong every time. And this hole right here is actually hole number 6 of Namhae Cliffs, and I am going to. There is a rough bump that you can do here, and you really have got to know what your wind adjustment is if you're going to do that rough bump. It is super easy to blow that rough bump. And I'm not going to want to do that. I'm not going to do that here. I'm actually going to start off as far this way as I can and try and bring it around. And I'm not exactly sure what the wind adjustment, I can't remember. I went to go look through my stuff, but because Golf Clash Notebook hasn't updated in the last year, I know that we've played this hole in the last year, and the holes that we've got it on there, I know I must have video of this, but I can't find one. I know I must, but we're just going to go out there and wing it. So I'm going to take just low stuff here. I'm going to take a navigator, just cut the wind down a little bit. I don't think it'll matter. I'm going to take a marlin. Make sure I got a grizzly and a hornet. I'm not sure which one I'm using. If I'm using my grizzly or my hornet, they're both the same accuracy. So we'll just go out and play it. We'll just shoot it. The main thing here is not to overshoot it. Now you can play this in 3 different ways. You can start off on the green and try and just backspin it right to the cup. Or you can do that rough bump. Or you can try and bounce it over. And the rough bump is tricky down there. You really, really, really need to know what your wind adjustment is. If you watch Hammer and Hank, I'm sure that Hammer and Hank is using the rough bump, because that really is, if you can get those adjustments right, it's a great way to go at it. But you really have got to make the adjustment right. And depending on which way the wind's blowing, if you make the wrong adjustment, you could very easily find yourself clipping the fairway instead of hitting the rough. And the most important part of a rough bump is actually hitting the rough. Now I know that I'm way downhill here, so I'm gonna do a 20% wind adjustment. Let's see where I'm at in my club. There's max. There's min. So I'm about mid club. And mid grizzly is 1.1, so it's 4.9 equals divided by 1.1. It's going to be 5.34 rings. And there's 5.35. Hitting it perfect. Let's see how close we can get. That was with a 20% wind adjustment. Let's see how close we can get. I think it's going to be way off. I didn't pull it nearly enough. So that's one of those deals where I did the 1.1. At max club with a 0 power ball, my grizzly would have been 0.9. So let's do 0.9. 0.9. That would have been a 6.53 pull instead of a 5.34. So that would have been a whole ring. And that's probably where I needed to be. So it might be one of those deals where we need to do, even though we're not at max club, we need to do a max adjustment, or I need to up that wind adjustment because you're so far downhill right there into maybe the 40% range. Sometimes I find it's easier when you're doing that big of an adjustment to do your max adjustment and then work from there. Instead of going, okay, I'm going to do mid club and a 45% wind adjustment and making a bunch of stuff, just working it from, especially if you've got a 100% accurate club. Now, Golf Clash Notebook lists, and I believe that Golf Clash Caddy, or the Caddy program, does too, that if you've got a grizzly and it's maxed out, that with a 0 power ball, it actually hits better than 100% accurate. It's 0.9 per ring instead of 1.0 per ring. Good note. Make some adjustment in the weekend round. All right, that was hole number 4 of the Namhae Cliffs 9-hole cup. And that is hole number 6 of the Namhae Cliffs, just the regular course. Thanks for watching.